Come to the front of your mat, ground your feet, become aware of your breath. Breathing in, arms up, hands touch. Breathing out, fold forward. Breathing in, flat back, lift. Breathing out, step back and lower to the ground. Breathing in, raise your chest, upward facing dog. Breathing out, roll over your toes to downward facing dog. You can bend your knees gradually to warm up your hamstrings. You're aiming to get your heels towards the ground, your buttocks towards the ceiling. Engage your stomach muscles. You want a straight back. Look between your hands. Step forward, flat back. Breathing out, fold forward again. Breathing in, arms up, hands touch. Breathing out, hands to your side. And again, breathing in, reach up. Look up at your hands. Breathing out, fold forward. Breathing in, lift till you get a straight back. And breathing out, step back, plank, lower to the ground or to crocodile. Breathing in, upward facing dog or cobra. Roll over your toes to downward facing dog and breathe. Make sure that your elbows are away from your ears. Try and rotate your armpits inwards and your forearms outwards. Look between your hands, step forward, breathing in, flat back, breathing out, fold forward. Breathe in, reach up, hands touch, breathing out, hands down. And again, breathe in, hands touch, breathing out, fold forward. Breathing in, flat back, breathing out, step back and lower to the ground. Keep your elbows in here, lifting up and roll over your toes to downward facing dog. Just keep an awareness on your breath, breathing in and out through your nose, keeping your mouth closed. Active in your hands. Relax your neck, look forward, step between your hands, flat back. Breathing out, fold down. Breathing in, reach up, hands touch. Breathing out, hands to the side. Arms up, breathe in, breathe out, fold forward. Breathe in, look up, flat back. Breathe out, hands to the ground, step back and lower to the floor. Breathing in, upward facing dog, open your chest. Breathing out, roll over your toes, shoot the hips up, downward facing dog. Breathe. You should be beginning to get warm now. Activate your knees, make sure your legs are active above the knee, lifting up. And then after 5 breaths, look between your hands, step or jump forward, lift to flat back, breathe out, fold forward again, and all the way up, breathing in, hands touch, breathe out, hands to your side. Last one, breathing in, arms up, hands touch, breathing out, fold forward. Breathing in, flat back, breathing out, hands to the ground, step back, lower down, elbows in, upward facing dog or cobra, breathing out, roll over the toes to downward facing dog. Just scan your body, make sure that your back is flat, bend your knees if you need to. Keep your shoulders away from your ears, rotating your armpits inwards and your forearms outwards. Look between your hands, step or jump to the front of the mat, flat back, breathing out, fold forward, and breathing in, arms up and touch, arms down. And now bend your knees, raise your arms, look up at your hands, straighten your legs, fold forward, lift up, flat back, same as before, and step or jump back, raise lower to the ground, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Now pivot your left foot in, step forward with your right, and rise your arms, they touch, breathing out, hands either side of your front foot, step back, lower to the floor, breathing in, upward facing dog, breathing out, downward facing dog. And now step forward with the other foot, breathing in, try and get a right angle bend with your front leg, hands either side of the front foot, step back, lower down, breathe in, upward facing dog or cobra, breathe out, downward facing dog, and breathe. This is where you really start to build heat in the body. And that seems quite quick, I know, when you're first learning this second sun salutation. It's important to ground the back foot. When you pivot it across, that's really your anchor that you can step forward to lunge. Look between your hands, step or jump, flat back, fold forward, breathing out. Bend your knees, breathe in, arms up, hands touch, straight legs, arms to the side. And again, bend your knees, rise your arms, breathe in, straighten your legs, breathe out, fold forward. Breathe in, looking up, flat back, step or jump back, lower to the ground, or crocodile. Breathe in, upward facing dog. Breathe out, downward facing dog. Pivot the left foot, step forward with the right. Breathe in, arms up, hands touch. Breathe out, step back, lower to the ground. Breathe in, upward facing dog. Breathe out, downward facing dog. And the other foot, turn the step forward with the left. Breathe in, hands touch. Breathe out, step back. Breathe in, upward facing dog. Breathe out, downward facing dog. Use this downward facing dog to try and recuperate, steady the breath, still breathing only through the nose. Look between the hands, step or jump, flat back, bend forward, bend your knees, breathing in, lift your arms, hands touch, straighten your legs, and breathing out, hands to the side. And again, bend your knees, arms up, hands touch, breathing out, fold forward, straighten your legs. Breathing in, flat back, breathing out, hands to the ground, jump back, lower to the ground, or to chaturanga. Push through, upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Pivot the left foot, step forward with the right. Breathe in, arms up, hands touch. Breathe out, hands down, step back and lower. Breathe in, upward facing dog. Breathe out, downward facing dog. Pivot with the right foot, step forward with the left. Breathe in, arms up, hands touch. Breathe out, hands down, step back to chaturanga. Breathe in, upward facing dog. Breathe out, downward facing dog. Your downward facing dog should be quite a bit stronger now that your body's warmer. You might be able to get your heels a bit closer to the ground. Look towards your hands, step or jump, flat back, breathe out, fold forward, bend your knees, breathe in, arms up, hands touch, straighten your legs and hands down. And now we're going to do something different. So we'll start like a normal sun salutation. So breathing in, we're going to rise our arms, hands touch, fold forward, hands on the ground. Lift up to a flat back and step or jump back and lower to the ground. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. We're going to pivot with the left foot, step forward with the right. This time we're going to rise our arms and focus a little bit more. So look up to your hands, try and get a right angle with your front leg, and now you're going to move forward onto that front leg and launch yourself forward. Oh, I'm wobbling. It's very tricky actually. This is a balance. So you're an aeroplane. You should look like a T shape. So you want your legs shooting out behind you. Try and keep your hips straight, arms out forward, and step back with the back leg back to where we were with that lunge. It's tricky. Now, warrior two. Arms out parallel with the floor. Your hips pointing the other way, so not to the front of the mat, to the side of the mat. Looking out across the front hand, strong arms. And reverse warrior two, so put your arm to the back leg and reach over, a nice side stretch. And then windmill your arms either side of your front foot, pivot your back foot so it's pointing to the front of the mat, and step back and lower down. Breathe in, upward facing dog. Breathe out, downward facing dog. And now we'll do the other side. So step forward with the other leg, nice lunge there, rise your arms, look to your hands, and now pivot your back foot so that it's pointing forward, and now we're going to go into aeroplane again. I'm touching the wall, I'm too near the wall, so I haven't got my leg quite high enough, but you want your body and your leg to be in a straight line. You can have your arms out front or to your side. Keep your hips parallel. Bend your front leg, step back, look up at your hands, and then come to warrior two. So turn your hips to face the side of the mat. Strong arms parallel with the floor, looking out of your front hand. Try and get a right angle with your front leg. And then a side stretch. So put your arm on your back leg, bending back, looking over your back leg to get a real stretch in the side body. Pivot your back foot so that you're straight on, and hands either side of your front foot. Step back, lower down. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. And now we're going to do a three-legged dog. So you can raise your right leg. Try and keep your hips square. And now lift your right leg to your right elbow or armpit and back up to three-legged dog. And now bring your right leg knee to your nose and shoot it out again to three-legged dog. And finally, bring your right leg to your left arm. And now cross it back so it's in front of your right knee is behind your right hand, and the foot is behind your left hand. So your right foot is behind your left hand. And it's called pigeon. So it's an amazing stretch for your glute. So keep your left leg shooting out behind and fold forward and really sink into it to get the maximum benefit. Breathe into it. I really like this stretch. If you want, you can lift your back foot, and if you want more stretch, you can just grab your foot on the inside with your right hand. And now we'll do the other leg. So now we're going to lift the left leg, three-legged dog. Bring it in to touch your left upper arm, three-legged dog. Bring it in to touch your knee, three-legged dog. And bring it in to touch your right arm. And this time move your left knee behind your left hand and your left foot behind your right hand. And again, so we're stretching on the other side. So move forward onto your forearms if you like. Relax your head down if you like. Just whatever feels good to get stretch in your buttock. I get quite a lot of sciatic pain, so it's really, really nice to do this one. And again, if you want a bit more of a stretch on your thigh muscle, you can just reach behind and catch your foot, the back foot, just to stretch. That's a nice stretch too. Releasing it. Step back into three-legged dog, and then four-legged dog. Walk forward, and we're going to sit down. We're going to do a little back bend to finish. So lie on your back, bring your feet into your buttocks, hold your ankles with your hands, and lift your hips. Try and keep your knees above your feet. If you want, you can get your hands underneath your waist. You can help lift it for a more intense stretch. Make sure you're breathing. Lift a little bit higher and then roll down. Bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug. It's a counter stretch. And then Shavasana, corpse pose. So relax everything. Sink into the ground and try and lie here for a couple of minutes to get the maximum benefit. And that's you done for today. Thank you.